Hello, my name is Mike Dlugos, and I'm coming to you from just outside the DC Beltway in Manassas, Virginia. I did my needs analysis on my company, which is called Words and Numbers. We're an educational publishing house that works on a contract basis to produce educational products for the larger textbook companies. Anything from print textbooks all the way to educational flash animations and interactives. The general question of my needs analysis was I wanted to determine how our company success is related to the subject matter backgrounds of our staff. I um, entirely used pre-data in order to do my needs analysis. And the first thing that I did was I determined our current level of subject matter expertise among the staff by looking at a database of the degrees held by our staff members. I basically calculated an expertise score with 1 point for a certificate, 2 points for an associate on up to 5 points for a PhD. And I calculated this score for each of the subject areas that we make educational products for. These are math, English, social studies, foreign language, and science. Um, this allowed us to identify gaps that we may have had in the subject matter expertise of our staff. I then used past business reports to determine which subject areas have the highest bid success and the greatest project profitability. So this kind of just basically told us what are our most profitable subject areas and what are our least. And of course, this would allow me to us to create informed recommendations on which subjects we may want to provide additional training incentives for, or just hire staff that have more expertise in these areas. One lesson that I learned involved in establishing client relationships. My company is a small company, and time is very much money. Um, the more bids that we get, the more money our company makes, and the faster we're able to get a project done and move on to a new bid, the more money we make. So we don't have a lot of times for needs assessment, and my company supported me doing needs assessment, but people didn't have a huge amount of time that they could help me out with or provide data for the project. So I was somewhat limited in the scope of what I could do, and so I recommend that people just keep this in mind when you're thinking about just how much you can get done. Yeah, and you want to prioritize what you can do based on how much time you want to demand of the people you are studying. Um, I highly recommended using pre-data because pre-data is just full of information that I was able to easily access myself, and I could get a lot of information without actually taking up a huge amount of my coworkers' time. It was also an excellent starting point to kind of determine where you may want to go in greater depths with your needs analysis, with more time-consuming methods like surveys or focus groups. Um, I also had a lot of issues trying to figure out which questions I should ask and which questions I should skip. Um, the goal of needs assessment and needs analysis is we want to be able to detect all of the needs, but that may not be possible in the scope of our class project. So I recommend that you just kind of take small steps, and if you and understand that barking up the wrong tree may be inevitable given our lack of experience producing needs, doing needs analysis. But if you just take small steps, and if you end up barking up the wrong tree, at least you wouldn't have lost a lot of time and effort. Thank you very much, and good luck.